Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of OilTown. We're now flying through the dirty side of the island where all the money gets made. Well, kind of. I actually don't know how much money the oil industry is now making. Maybe we should check it out. Now, today's episode is going to be interesting. We kind of need to do a few little tweaks here and there, but we're going to mainly be focusing on the mail service on the island. You may be thinking, wait, Seniac, what are you talking about right now? Well, right now, we are collapsing in mail. The game does not like me flying through the area right now. This does. We have a big issue when it comes to mail right now that we need to sort out. And now that we have some money, we might need to transform OilTown into the 21st century a little bit more. If I go to our mail here, you'll know that our mail service is not doing great. The mail rate, the processing capabilities are not perfect. There's lots of places on the island right now since we last did mail have since expanded, and we need to be able to kind of sort it all out. Basically, people need to send letters as well as sorting out communications. Internet is not the best on the island. We could do a lot better. So we're also going to sort that out as well. And hopefully that then will invite big businesses, because this is my plan. If I can sort out the mail, sort out the internet, we might slightly relax ourselves when it comes to taxation on certain offices. Right now, they're all taxed at 12%. But they all will not move in to a lot of my places. I might be a bit more relaxed to try and bring a little bit more bigger business coming in. Yeah, what do you guys reckon? Should I try and relax myself? I feel like financial I can relax. I feel like telecom we could maybe relax as well. Now, this all gets treated as an export. What do you guys reckon? Out of those four there, which one do you reckon I should relax on? Or do you feel like I could relax all four of them and start having offices on the island? Let me know what you think about that in the comment section down below. But I'm going to definitely relax one or two of them. Because right now, all of the office buildings, which we had like a little bit of an office park down here, a lot of them are up for rent because nobody wants to move in. They don't like that 12% tax. We have the educated residents for it, so that will provide us with a lot more job opportunities. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. But anyway, guys, if you're enjoying the series, please smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you're new so you get notified when more episodes do come out. So, I'm going to start with the mail. Now, when it comes to mail, there's a couple of variations. There's actually 4 variations of building or objects we can kind of get. Your standard mailbox, which boxes are placed around the map. Citizens send their mail there. Post office vehicles will pick it up periodically, and we can have a small post office or we can have a slightly larger post office. Both have storage capacity, mailbox capacity, vans, but then we have what's known as the post sorting facility. This processes and stores both local and intercity mail. Mail going to and coming outside the city is carried in high-capacity post trucks, which helps reduce mail-related traffic on the roads. So we kind of like 2 layers of what we got to do. We've got to do local mail, and then we got to do intercity mail, which for us is classed as mail going outside of the region. So, I'm going to utilize our little airport island over here for maybe building down and placing in our big, beautiful post-sorting facility, because the airport actually has cargo planes. I'm not sure how many cargo planes it's got. Cargo planes. I think I've only got this one here. No, I don't know. Is this a cargo plane? It is. It is. I don't know how much goods they're bringing in or out, if they even are right now. Haven't really checked it. Maybe that's something that we should be checking. But how big is this building? The post-sorting facility is a fairly large building. Now, it would be nice to get it somewhere located, maybe here. It would be nice to get it located over here somewhere. It might be even better to get it located here because there's not really much going on this side. I can then almost finalize this area off. Unless it's something that I build over here with a road going down, very much like how I built the transport hub with the road going down. Let's just see how big this area would technically be. So if I bring this out in a straight line to begin with, and how big is this building? So if I was to implement it, it would go somewhere like there. So I'm gonna reclaim a little bit of land. Now, we do need this all to be roughly the same height. We'll come back and terraform it a bit better in just a moment. I say this every time I use a terrain tool, but if you go slightly too fast and your mouse cursor dips into a crevice, it does that and completely messes up your whole terraining. It's really annoying. It really is. So let me place this in. I'm going to pause it right now because I don't know if there's any attachable buildings that we can also add to it. I'm not too sure. Now there is. So from the standard building, we have the ability to build a mail extension, which is a separate building. Automate sorting is not. And then we have extra loading ramps, which go there. So that is not a separate extension. So place you in just there. So it's just these. And they're fairly big. So what do they provide? They provide more storage capacity, don't they? That provided more post trucks. And that is advanced mail sorting facilities. So again, we'll come back to this because there's going to be a couple that we're going to throw on. So let me just make this a bit wider because we want to go around with like a perimeter road. So not claim too much that it starts like a little bit ridiculous. And I think we'll situate this in a better position for us. So if I move it, I'm going to move it right to the end. We'll go about just there for now. Now, quickly build a little alleyway or style road. I like doing these little perimeter roads around building because it then kind of almost creates like a little complex to a certain degree. Bring this down to there, so that stops just there. So we'll keep that as it is for now. We'll get the mail sorting extension, so I'll definitely build one just here. And then we'll stick a little perimeter road going around that one. We can't get one, or we could get one here, but it overlaps with that little bit. Do you reckon that'll be fine? I mean, we kind of did it over here and got away with it because we chose to anarchy it. Sneaky, sneaky Seniac. I reckon I do one just there. And then we're going to try and implement one here. So the terrain does terraform up with us. We'll do one there. Now, this is giving this quite a big capacity, okay? But I feel like it's needed almost. I feel like it's going to be needed. And we'll bring that just to there. So it creates its own mail sorting complex. Very large, very vast. And then we can finalize the terrain right now. So this then has a capacity, when it's all said and done, of, is that 2 million? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yeah, it's 2 million sorted mail, which you might think it's ridiculous and overkill. But as the island grows, we're going to need a lot more, probably, than what we've currently got right now. So let's just sort out the terraining then. We'll bring this out, and what we'll do, I'll go a little bit bigger than what I actually need. And then once we've done the perimeter road, we'll start pulling it back slightly and then flattening it all out. So, road here, bring this down, straight across. Now, doing these little perimeter roads is probably one of my favorite things to do, because I feel like it just nicely finishes off an area. I really do feel like it does nicely finish off an area and creates like a compound complex kind of style. And I like the unorganized chaos where it's shaped all over the place. It looks pretty nice. I do like it. I do like it. So he's got his own dedicated road. He can run straight up here and onto the highway to connect to where it needs to go. But it's near the airport, easy access for exporting. Now, if he wants to go over via ships, he'll have to drive over there. But like I said, the highway's got its own dedicated interchange junction for it to get over there. So that should work out pretty well. So let's just kind of smoothen this off then. So we'll do the soften tool. Let me go down and bring its size. Always start from the bottom. Always start from the bottom. And then pull this out a bit more. La-di-da-di-da. And we'll cut in a bit there. We'll try and do it in stages. Smoothing all this now. So it's a bit of a nicer transition. Alright, again, from the bottom, pull it out, because if you can pull it out as much as you can, it then means doing the top is not too shabby. And I think I might reduce my strength even more. That might be reducing it by too much. There we go. because you kind of want it to run and look a little bit natural. So eat into that a bit. We'll pull away just here. And I think we'll get away with all of this. So how does that visually look? We'll put it into plane mode for a second for the water just to slightly settle. And I think that will be okay. Planes shouldn't have any issues landing and taking off. Hopefully, fingers crossed, nothing bad happens. Right, so this is now in position. So this provides up to 225 employees. That's a lot of people, and we do need to provide more jobs because we do need to reduce the unemployment rate. We got it down a couple of percent last episode, and we're going to continue to work in that kind of area anyway. Right, anyway, that's all good. But that can't do nothing if it's not getting any mail delivered to it. So that's our, intercity service setup. We need to do our city service setup right now. And that comes down to post offices and small post offices. Now, I think we'll start with the mailboxes. This will allow me to give us more of a reach when it comes to the area around. We'll do it all for the industrial area here. Give us great coverage because everyone's got to place their mail somewhere. Now, obviously, they can take it to the post office, but let's just make sure our post boxes have the biggest amount of coverage and there is no red roads going anywhere. So put you there. How are we looking over here right now? We did a bit over here, but it's since died down a little bit. We're going to throw a few here and there in all the little nooks and crannies. There we go. We'll do another one over here just for that side, even though there's one there. Do another one there because it just makes the roads remain to be green. And then we'll do one there, one there. You can never have, too much. Now, this is all like industry style, but I'll kind of put them just outside of the main buildings. I don't know if they require mail, but we're giving them the option to have some mail nearby if it's required. Like I said, I'm not too sure if it is or not, but, we've got the option. Same over here with these buildings. And I think that is as enough mailboxes we need where people can, just put letters and stuff in. But we need to sort out our post service options. Now, we've got two buildings already set up over here. One's just here for the post office, which seems to be okay. This one over here right now seems to be okay as well. But I feel like maybe having a third one would be a good idea. What is the capacity like? So, mail service, I think it's the processing rate that we're kind of slacking on. More than anything. It's not getting it, it's then sorting it. It's the processing rates. So postcode van garage, extension. So I think just having an additional one will kind of just help us out a little bit more. So you do have smaller variations we can utilize. I might actually do like a little bit of a range of different variations. So I could put like a nice little small one in just here. Now, I don't know if it has any extensions on the building itself. It actually does. So, mail extension. We'll throw you one. It's only one there. So, that fits nicely within this area because of the density of the area. That works out really well. And I'll do the same over in this kind of area too. So, throw you in just there. Add a building to it. Little extension. And then the area will have to kind of rejig itself. There we go, for a little bit more housing. Right, that works out pretty well for us. So, just small ones there, that, like I said, just help us out with a little bit more demand. So, we got one there for this area, but I feel like somewhere around here implementing another large-ish one. So, do you know what, to be honest with you, I could kind of pull it within our little complex over here. Now, if I threw you in somewhere like this for our mail... actually, I'm maybe thinking throwing it over here. Nice little mail complex within our big educational complex. So we have mail extensions that go onto it. And we also have post van parking. So they already have 20 vehicles that we can kind of take on board with all of this. Let me do what I normally do. Perimeter road style, boys. Oh, I don't know how this is going to work, the perimeter road. Only because of this here. No, that's fine. That works out well. So perimeter road means I can throw in a nice little garage area there for an extra 10 vehicles. And then mail storage. So this should allow me and help me be able to create additional connections for the road network. So if I brought this up to there, and then I brought this up there, and then down, it creates quite an awkward junction, but it creates the connectivity what we're after. And then we're going to fill all these little gaps with trees and stuff. Now, I don't need this to be anything more than what it actually is. It doesn't need to, but we'll kind of continue the fashion over on this side real quick. Bam, bam. And allow this to run down. Now, like I said, it is quite awkward-ish junctions. I might delete that. Not saying I'm going to be able to get a bend on here, but that would be kind of funny if I could. That's probably a better connection, isn't it? Having it via a bend. And then we've kind of slightly somehow integrated a junction on this. All right, that's a bit better. That little gap there was slightly annoying me. Right, anyway. That's now all in. So we'll see what kind of processing capabilities we then have. Now this is all said and done. Hopefully that should increase. Just give them a little bit of time. So that mail building there provides up to 70 jobs. Gotta wait for people to get over there. And then them smaller ones, they provided up to 8 employee jobs. So it's not a lot, but I suppose it all helps, right? I suppose it all helps. Now, we've already got mail in here being sorted, so that's definitely working for us. Who are you? What was that vehicle that just went in? Was it a mail van? No, it was a delivery van for a chemical area. Right, gotcha. I thought it was a mail van then. I actually don't know what the mail vans look like. Can I see them? I mean, it is pretty dark. Oh, there's none of these high-capacity sorting ones coming out. That's an oil truck right now. Oh, they're going into the cargo area. Right, now I get it. Now I actually get it. I get it. Right, sweet. Sweet, mate. Sweet. So, that hopefully should take care a little bit more of the mail. And the processing should hopefully increase. So, if processing capacity is lower in the mail sent, is left uncollected for long periods of time, turn negative effects on well-being. Okay, right. So, even though I've placed more stuff down, is this not helping us with processing? Because we should have the processing now increase. Post vans are now going out collecting. One's returning. That little one that we had over here, we've got a van going out collecting. So surely the processing number should have then increased, right? Or is that something that slowly gets better? I'm not sure. Maybe I'll just give this a little bit of time and then we'll kind of come back and see what's happening. But let's take a look then at the internet, boys. Now, right now, we've got a couple of spots where we've got kind of internet facilities down. They're not all the greatest. Now, we can put a nice, glorious satellite uplink. That would... What does that do? Transmits all sorts of data globally. Okay, right. We've got the Telecom tower, which would be really good. I don't know if the hills affect it. Having a server farm is also a pretty sweet idea. But I don't think it does anything for our area. You would need multiple, wouldn't you? You really would. So, let's see what we can do here then, because we are going to need a multitude of options. This gives us more attractiveness for the network capacity citywide. Right, we are going... I think this is a good hill to have this satellite thing on. So why don't we try and figure out a road? Now, I did eventually want to turn this into like a Hollywood Hills style area. So until we get to that point, the road I build now will be like to be considered kind of style. So this is the top of it, isn't it? Yeah. So if I have let's just go for a dirt road for now. I'll probably end up moving it in the future once I figure out what I want to do with it. So let's just pick a road that will kind of spiral up the hill. I have a feeling a road off the roundabout would be a really good idea. But I just never know the best way to kind of approach this. Unless I just came off it kind of directly. Which, that is completely fine. So that's coming off there. And then we'll kind of want to do like a continuous bend as this becomes like the main drag of road. As it kind of then like twists and turns up the hill in many ways. So this is obviously subject to change, but for now we'll leave it like this. So if I got like a little bit of a bend on the go, and then leave it like that. I don't know why I've chose a dirt road at the top. I truly don't know. But that will give me some ideas of what I can do with this area. So all I want to do is throw down the satellite uplink. Now this is 3.2 million. So it transmits all sorts of data globally. Information entertainment can be sent to and received from other side of the world. Increase the capacity of the network. Increases the entertainment of the whole city. So, increases the capacity of the whole network. Do we know what the capacity is of the network? I'm not sure if we do or not, but throwing you in, that's made everybody very, very happy here right now. Very happy, boys. And we'll also throw a telecom tower up here as well. So, I'll put that just to the side. Now, when we come to work with this area a bit more, we'll probably realign and change the positioning of all this stuff. So, nice little telecom tower there. I feel like we probably need a few more. So a telecom tower has a range of 5K, 20 gigabits. The server farm, there's just too much stuff in this area that will require a lot of stuff. And I feel like having a server farm around here probably is a good idea. So having this road here run down. Oh, hello. Yep. I'll put the server farm in. So we'll do a gap here. And that provides a nice green area for this radius. There's still a lot to do. There is still a lot to do. We'll add the fiber optic so it increases the range. And we'll also add the server upgrade for more gigabits. And then we'll come off this here. Run this right round. It's starting to rain now as well, so I feel like the snow might start disappearing. Now, bringing this out. It does leave it with an awkward gap here. That I'm hoping I can maybe squeeze in some car parks. So car parking, the long ones, no. They could fit. The wide. It needs to move over by one, doesn't it? It needs to move over by one. So let me just reposition it again. Moved over by one. Let's delete you. Just for a quick second. So road. Right, we'll come back to that. All the way down. Right, there we go. We should be able to squeeze that long car park in there, right? So throw you in there. I don't know if that's the right positioning for it. I feel like we might need to use the move it tool. That's better. We have a nice big car park in between the areas. So that provides a little bit more, like I said, capacity to the area. And I don't think these little telecom towers are going to do much. But let's just see what will happen. If I placed one in, let's say randomly here, it doesn't really do much more than what is going on right now. Now, for some reason it's really good over there, for that smaller one. It's a radio mast. Which does benefit the area, but I can't see it doing well. I think it might be a case of I need more server farms. Like, we've got one over there. And I could place another one of these radio masts around here somewhere. So let's say I just dropped it randomly here. Right, it has made the area a bit more green. Now, am I just really wanting to have, like, the area completely green? Is that what I'm after? I can throw another one up there. That's, again, made the area a bit more green. Like, how good is good? What's the number I'm going to be completely happy with? Or what's the shade of green I'm going to be completely happy with? Build another one over there. I know these are all on the outskirts, but look at how much the area, the island, is becoming slightly more radiant in the green colour. I think we're going to build one more server farm. And I'm going to build it just over here. So this area in question is going to be deleted, unfortunately. They're all going to go. And we'll place another server farm just... Well, if I had it like there, I'm just trying to work out where the space will go. Because there's nothing that gets added onto it additionally as an extension of a building. So if I had that just there, I'm so addicted to doing these little perimeter roads, aren't I? Alright, just to there. And allow this to go all the way around. I know that's going to end there, but that was going to go underground, wasn't it? To be honest with you, it could also just slightly sink down. So if I was to upgrade this road just to kind of continue to that extent, and that goes under. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the building around, if it's possible. So we're going to have to use the move it tool. Just to get it exactly how I want it. It's got to go back slightly. That will do for me. And then add the upgrades. Very expensive upgrades. And that then, coming off that, makes that area very green. Okay. Right. Network quality and telecom coverage is looking pretty good. There is a difference. Do you know what? Compared to a telecom tower to a server farm, there's really not that much of a upkeep difference, if I'm being completely honest with you. But I'm trying to add as many as I can to kind of... Would you be happy with this coverage in your city, guys? What do you reckon? Would you be happy with this type of coverage? I think it's good enough. Obviously, some areas... Am I just expecting it to, the whole area to be green and, like, be happy? I think that would be fine, right? It has to be fine. It has to be fine. So has mail improved at this point? The processing has definitely increased. It's definitely increased right now, which is good to see. So would we say that we've got a reliable mail service at this point? We do. It's plus 4 points. Wealth, abundance of entertainment. That's not too shabby. Okay, I'll take all that. I will take all that right now. Very happy, guys. They are very happy living here. Right, okay. Okay. That is definitely sidewards rain. Surely the snow should be going very soon. So, let's actually now see how much we're making from oil. Now, industry, crude oil, nearly 500,000. But that's just what we're exporting as raw crude oil. Obviously, some of that oil gets sent elsewhere to produce petrochemicals. Plastics at 1 million. Chemicals at 1 million. Pharmaceuticals at 500,000. So that money gets sent elsewhere, guys. And then obviously it's used to produce vehicles as well at 2.4 million. That's actually not too shabby, is it? It is not too shabby. Now, these buildings are still being rented out, so we've still got people working there. We are going to have to relax ourselves a little bit more on the taxation for offices. So software, financial, it's a tough one to decide what to kind of go with. Now, what they don't like is the high taxes. But we do have quite a high skilled labour availability, right? If I'm to look at the education levels, education, highly educated, it's nearly our all-time, it's our second highest one, almost our highest one. So having the offices does make sense, but I don't, this is the issue is, guys, if you don't know, I'm trying not to have a certain industry that goes against the nature of this series, which is oil. But I feel like telecom is nothing to do with having that industry. We kind of need to have telecoms. So I'm going to reduce you to 10%. Financial, well, we need to utilize the money to invest it that we're making from the oil. So bring that down. Media. I'm not too sure about media. I don't think software, because software creates a tech industry when we're trying to remain in the oil industry. I'm not too sure about that one. I really am not too sure about that one. Now, these buildings are up for rent. So, I don't know. Oh, have these just got rented or something like that? I don't know what I need to do right now to make people want to live in the office. Not want to live in offices, want to move into the offices. We do have a couple of signature buildings we can now maybe utilize, because we're now allowing telecoms and... What else was you allowing again? Sorry? I've already forgotten what I'm allowing. Telecoms and financial related stuff. Media, I'm going to say yes to media. So I might reduce that to 10% as well. I just feel like software is the one that I don't really want to work with. So here's all of our vacant buildings. Believe it or not. I can do high density offices. I want to save this for like next episode where we try and grow the office industry. So if you guys got any suggestions of how I can kind of grow the demand, that would be greatly appreciated. We have a lot of people here waiting for an ambulance. Is my healthcare struggling? You could say yes to a certain degree. We have a hospital down there. We've got a hospital over here. Hospital, Disease Control Center, Healthcare Institute. Now, isn't there one that's revolved around education? Technical University. Oh, no, I've done the Medical University, haven't I? Yes. There is a technical one. So, we've got to look at other stuff, don't we? Like the Disease Center. That would be... It sounds like a great building we could squeeze in. It really does. But it's a case of where would I squeeze it? Oh, that would almost go perfectly here. Or there. And I think it has a helicopter that goes on it as well. So I'm going to kind of bring this area out a bit. Let's go up. And then cut it back in. So if I was to build this here. And let me just quickly go around again. With all of this. Now, there's nothing wrong with us reclaiming land. This is what rich countries do. But I don't want to reclaim land for the sake of reclaiming land. We've got to make it make sense. Which I feel like this does. Right, so, run this down. Now, is there any connected buildings first and foremost? There is no buildings I need to connect to it, so it's its own standalone building. Right. And where is the end of this? Because I can run to the very back here to run that in line with this. It doesn't particularly look that great now, because you got a big gaping wide hole at the back. Like that. And all these little nooks and crannies we can eventually fill with other stuff. So let's just now quickly smoothie the edge of this. So up the strength on this right now. We're going to go max strength. And pull all this back. Because the more we pull it back, the less it takes off the top. Create some shallows. Alright, eat that in a bit. Very gently around the edge. Alright. There we go. There we go. So was that a helicopter area? It was, wasn't it? Yeah. I don't know whether they've already... oh, there we go. There's one taken off right now. So that gives us a bit more kind of capacity on the old medical side of things. There is another build I can put down, a healthcare institute. So that was a disease control center. Obviously, reduces the disease infection risk, so less people can spread on their sickness. And reduce the health against some pollution, which is heavily needed in a area like OilTown. There's a lot of pollution. Now, we can increase the park entertainment and decrease the infection risk again by having a health research institute. Now, that's a smaller building that I can get on board with that could go just around here somewhere. So my next question will be is what is the size of this? And there is nothing to add on to it. So I'm going to put it over there. I feel like it's a bit wasted over here. I'm trying to save this for our technical college or whatever it's called again, sorry. I feel like I might move you. And let's just put you here for a split second to move you. Actually, this can go down here, which is not a problem. Now, we'll put it over there. That's fine. Get a little perimeter road going around. I know there's a lot of roads and stuff going on this area now. But I'm going to fill all these little gaps and nooks and crannies with trees and stuff. I like the walkability that we do create. Right, I don't feel like this road now has a place in this area. I'll be honest with you. So... do I see an office building being built? I do. Oh, that's exciting. That's real exciting. So what's this building here? That's part of the university there. I might move this to situate itself here. To delete all... oh, that's the wrong... that's not the delete button, is it? To delete this and all of this here. And let me just play around with a few buildings right now. So, now that can stay where it is. This, on the other hand, could go just there. Right, I'm going to put this here. Can I turn this around? Put that there. Move this over by one more. So the road is going to be staggered there, which is completely fine. This goes around the edge now. And this runs into there. Create a little pinch point. And then we'll put our little path going across here now. So again, it's all about walkability. We've got these little points there that connect up, and like I said, it creates walkability. And I'm going to go over the top with these roads connecting. Completely going over the top here. Doesn't need to be like that, but I thought it just adds a little bit more of a design onto it, you know what I mean? So the medical building is just there. You could argue it's a little bit out of the way. So what I might do is I might kind of change this whole approach here. So this becomes like another entry point into this area. But I don't know what the transition would be. Because it will allow us to have this medical stuff, have easier access to the area. So we'll have to see. It's one of the things that could cause a bit more traffic chaos. But if you get it right, it becomes a nice little additional transition to the area. So it's a tough one to do. It really is a tough one to do. So we do have a transformer station there, which I'm going to quickly delete for a second. And I'm going to delete. Now, this is probably... I'm probably going to regret this. But get rid of all of it, okay? Now, by doing so, I can go and move to a medium road where this runs along it in our 4-lane road style, okay? So it all comes in. It is what it is. I've got to now quickly sort out all the power and stuff here. So the water pipes need to obviously move over to... Actually, I'm going to delete these water pipes. I'm going to delete everything underground because I might create some road connections. Let me just delete you back a second. Now, these road connections could come in and give us a more easier access to the highway. I'm just really hoping that this is not the wrong decision. So I could decide to have you as a connection run down and in. That all of a sudden now allows me to... Actually, I don't think I'm a fan of how I've just done that. Have an additional access point to this area. You know what I mean? So rather than turning off here, then entering and driving down, or going this way, there's a bit they can now turn down and turn there. Obviously, I want to create more connections coming in. I think not having that is going to mess up that island over there. It does. So we've got to figure out where the end point for this road then becomes. So ultimately, I can kind of split it in two ways. We could have this come off here at some point and then kind of bend in, but I've got to end the 4-lane road. So ultimately, I could bring this to there where it would connect, and that's almost going to also connect into there. So I might actually just make it connect to this one and then run off it this road into there. And then this road that would come off it. So if I come off... I'll have to anarchy this to get it to connect. About there. So they're both 2-lane roads. They're like an alley-style road. But that ends just nicely where I could really maybe throw on a little roundabout. Maybe I'll go medium style. Like that. Just to kind of finish that area off and the vehicles can flow around. That could probably do with one as well. But it depends on how much traffic we see. So that completely changes the whole narrative of this area right now. So let's now officially delete the pipes here and then reconnect them back into a section that makes a bit more sense. Did that connect? It shouldn't have that thing now popping up in front of us. You are connected, boys. You are connected. Maybe it's the anarchy, isn't it? I gotta remember to keep... That's my biggest issue in this game, is remembering to turn off anarchy. There we go. So that's all good. We do have the power thing there, so we can implement the transformer station or back in. which the transformer is just here. So if I throw it just there, and the power line underneath, we'll just connect to there. And all of a sudden, we now have access to all this land behind that we never once did. Because I don't really fully see that we have too much cargo vehicle traffic coming in and out. It's probably down to the fact that we've just had that vehicle crash, so all the cargo traffic is now backed up here. That's why we don't see as much. So give it a minute for the vehicles to now decide what lane they've got to be in. And for the cargo vehicles to make their way down here. Oh, I think the snow's finally melting, boys. Finally, we're going to have green land. But all of a sudden, I've got this area to work with. And it could be where we implement some new offices. Right, we've got a lot of hearses waiting. I'm going to assume all the hearses got backed up in that traffic jam. That's why the demand is so now high. But that, like I said, gives us instant access to this area. Now, I could do something very similar over here, which means extending the roads leading in. Unlocking a little bit more land for buildings and residential stuff. It could make a world of a difference, that. It could make a world of a difference. But we now have office buildings. So now I know that this worked. I'm actually going to de-zone the high density stuff because I don't want high density there. I'm also going to assume it's now rented out all these buildings. Which it has. Yeah, none of these buildings, none of these office buildings are now vacant. So we could be looking at doing an office expansion next episode. Right, a lot of buildings waiting for hearses, but I think the hearses are now finally getting over here after that little bit of a backlog. And yeah, things are looking okay. Is mail okay now still? Yes. It's a very slow process of increasing the processing rate though, isn't it? I've noticed that. It's taken a while. It has taken a while. But other than that, we're okay. So, we're going to go through another workplace. No, hold on. There's something definitely not right with these hearses. Oh, remember this building didn't work last episode? Is it now it's now working, which is good. Bodies 150 overloaded. This is gathering a lot of people. And this is overload. We might need a third crematorium. Surely not, guys. Surely we don't need a third crematorium right now. Oh my goodness me. I might need a third crematorium. This is wild if I need a third one. Right, crematorium. Why will you not? Why are you merging two? What is it trying to snap to right now? Right, there we go. Now, for some reason, it won't snap in the middle of the building. But that one would. I could add you there right behind this one. Overlapping. What is it about these crematoriums that he just does not like? Building anywhere. Right, I'm going to reposition you into the center. So this will be my third crematorium in this area, which I'm starting to think like this is now overkill. If I'm starting to think it's overkill, then it definitely is overkill. Because I'm someone who will go overkill from day one. Right, that's in. Like this took a while for it to start functioning, so I expect the same thing to be happening for this. Additional incinerator, regular storage, and then we need a whole plethora of additional vehicle spots. So that gives us the ability then to have up to 35 vehicles. Okay? So many. So many, boys. But I'm not building any more after this. That's surely got to be the last of the crematorium area. It's a complex and a half, is all I'm going to say. It is a complex and a half right now. This is where the bodies go to be burnt. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Right, there's no vehicles in use in this one. There is no bodies. But there's not... all the indications are pretty much now all gone. So the last few ones are now being collected. And hopefully this starts working very soon. The pair of them. That was working a second ago. Why is it not picking anybody up? I will never know, boys. I will never know what is going on with this anymore. Anywho, boys, we're going to end it here. Hope you did enjoy it. Next episode, offices, baby. Let's take a look at unemployment. It's risen to 16.9%, only because the population keeps growing. I haven't built any houses in a very long time. Where are they all moving to? I haven't got a clue where they're all moving to, boys. I haven't got a clue. Right, they're starting to worry me, them buildings, right now. Is it because I used the move it tool, you reckon? I'm not particularly too sure. Anyway, guys, we're going to end it here. I feel like we've done some great improvements. And it set us up quite nicely for pushing forward. We have a lot of mail being sorted. A lot of bodies being sorted, hopefully. Hopefully, he says. That has a truck. That's a garbage truck. Right, not sure what's going on with these buildings. I probably messed them up. Probably messed them up again. Where are you going? You are a muscle car. Why are you driving in here, muscle car? Are you someone who's come here to work? Has someone come in here to work right now, Mr. Muscle Car? I don't know anymore. I just don't know anymore. Until next time, I'll see you all soon. So goodbye.